magnetic field and the strength of these magnets, all we have to do is put some amperage into them with the coil. You got so much metal here. You got a lot of backup of energy here that's it could grab from. By just having probably the pipe and the PMH on top without even using this, I'm sure if you got these two here, it would run. And then this here I can use as a pickup, I guess, of some sort to, it'll pick up a charge inside these V-shaped magnets. And I can pick up electric, I guess, towards that. And we'll go on from there, and we'll get it running. And I guess I can make it go faster or slower by how much magnetism that I induce in the center coil of this motor. It'd be like my variable to make it go faster or slower. So, wow, guys. Part 2 to that too is, I haven't talked about this rim here, is because now's the time to talk about it. What I've learned also is that the stronger I can make these magnets, I could never get them to go difference in strength ever before, but now that I can, I kind of been looking at this inside rim and saying, why is it even here? Why? And Ed being practical, I realized two things. One is this rim here only pushes these magnets down. You kind of need something else to kind of push down on the backside of these magnets so you can get a nice vertical plane for the top. Because I believe the top is the safe haven of putting anything into the wheel or coming out of the wheel for it to be a great pickup. Not so much on the outside. The outside, has its swirls in and out. But back to this. I noticed that I have it insulated under here, separated, and it still does magnetize it when I put juice in the system, right? What I want to do, now we're still connected, aren't we? Hey, look at that, guys. I didn't even realize I'm still fired up over here, and I got all this strength. I wanted to show you one thing here, is that if you look at the bottom here, what it's doing, it's actually pushing out. So the energy is coming out from this coil into the V-shaped magnets and building the strength. So I'm going to take this rim, I'm going to pull it all off, get the insulation paper out from underneath it. I'm going to connect the rim to all the magnets. Now what happens is, not only is it good to keep them balanced in this kind of fashion, but it's also picking up the energy from all the magnets there. All the energy is going into this rim. It's going to ring that energy around like a circle, okay? Now hear me out. Now, the second part to that is this clover that sits on top. Notice that it has brakes. Even on edge wheel, you can't notice from here, but it has brakes. And I believe the brakes is to try to pulse the top of that energy. Just putting it out there. I mean, it seems to me that somehow the key that Ed has that comes off this, and he has the two like spheres coming out, are definitely some type of spark gap. So what I'm believing is that the round sphere is really just sitting in here, and it's probably like a bolt that just goes down and sits there, but it also connects to the rim. So basically, you got all that magnetic field that's going out. You can have it also come up the sphere and be a spark gap for the center part of this whole apparatus. Now, another thing you notice that on Ed's wheel, he's got that hook. He's got that handle. And basically, if you're going to put a spark gap right there, probably because the body of this motor is still connected to the bolts that are coming up over here. So there is no really separation between this key and that yet. Because if you come and work your way up the handle, this handle is sitting back on top here. And I believe it's leaning on that bar, which is ground. Okay? I believe there's got to be some type of connection there that allows the energy to spark across one side here to the key here, which will go back down. It has to go two ways. One, it will go up towards whatever's on top, and the other is it's going to come across the bottom here to get in the system. Because the way to charge this coil is just to have the start of this coil screwed to the bottom plate of this flywheel. So it's every time it's pulsing, it's sending a charge through the center here, which is putting a magnetic field on the outside here of this coil's in Superman strength, and it's pulling its way back to the pipe. Because the pipe seems to be the most sturdy thing around here, especially on Ed's thing. But you see his pipe, you know, I realize his is thinner than mine. Mine's thicker. You could fit his inside mine. So, you know, basically I went ahead and put the wrong pipe in, but not really thinking anything about it. So if it's just basically the pull system for my magnetic V-mags to pull against the pipe, I believe that it'll be fine. This will work fine. This will be a beautiful running motor, a pulse motor, in a sense that's building the strength on the magnetic field on these permanent magnets, which I didn't think it could be done, guys, until today just doing my test. It's crazy how this all came about. But I wanted to teach you guys, show you exactly where I'm going with this sucker. And it won't be long because I'm working on this thing a lot. Now that I got it running, I can turn it. Yeah, I got sparks going everywhere. The relay, you know, is the important thing. And that's where I think that Ed's PMH makes a great relay also, because it'll, every time a pole passes this here, it'll switch the poles in and out of these coils. So in the wire, one wire will be going one way, one direction, and one wire will be going the other direction simultaneously at the same time. So I can use that as my pulse for my relay. And that's why I'm trying to make the center part of this motor now the energy part, because these magnets do need to be energized more instead of treating them just like metal. But getting to where we got today, I'm proud that I'm able to turn this just the way I do. You know, it's a major. You guys have a good day. This is 23 minutes of talking about Ed leedskalnins' wheel. And basically all we're pretty much covering is how to build the strength in these V-shaped magnets, going back to his writings. And I'm going to go back in his book now. Every time I have a question, I'm going to go back to different sections of the book. You guys, peace out.